within our system. Where was he going to be able to go to in order to move from where he is and the solution he had developed to make it a benefit for the society and a major contributor of value to the economy of the nation? So now, he has 6 million naira won from Total. He has the support, mentoring, options that Total has facilitated, and there's hope that he can move from there because he happened to have won in a system that can facilitate his taking this to the next level. The guy who was the second runner-up, Igbo boy who served in Osun State and was troubled by the fact that the farmers around where he served will work so hard to produce their maize, but most of the time it will rot away because they cannot find market for it. Yet, there were gaps by major corporates who use corn as a raw material in finding the right kind of corn as their raw material. So he started wondering why the disconnect. Ultimately, he developed a mobile-based solution that will allow the farmer to know what the buyer wants and what the inputs that are required for the maize to grow in a form that the buyer would need it, and can record and monitor his farm and his inputs in a way that the buyer can see that he's getting exactly what he wants, and that facilitates a market connection. He's a young Nigerian boy. The young girl who was the first runner-up, she's actually based in Abuja, studied biochemistry or biofuel or something, can't remember the exact thing. But what's the solution she's working on? Not new, but localized to make the life of women who fry akara, fry puff-puff, people who cook with firewood to be better, safer, and for them to live longer and healthier life. By using all your food waste, your garbage, your dustbin, and turning it into biofuel, biogas, which is packed in some big bags that is sold at only 600 naira, so it's affordable to the people she wants to sell it to. And the waste that comes out of that process can be sold to farmers as very cheap fertilizer for their farm. They're young Nigerians. I saw many of them through the process, and I meet them every day. And I see what a structured, holistic system will do to unleash an army of young Nigerians that have minds, they have concerns, they have ideas, they see the issues. An Oyibo man cannot solve our problem because he doesn't live our lives. He doesn't know our problems because he hasn't grown up within it enough to find the ultimate solution that is appropriate and affordable for our people, that would change the lives not just of those that live in Victoria Land, Ikoyi, and Asokoro or Maitama, but of people who live in every nook and corner of Nigeria that are considered unreached and unable to benefit from technology. We are the ones that can do this. And because the system is not set to facilitate this, therein lies our biggest challenge. We need, as a country, first, education needs to be reworked. That's one. Two, we need to create a pipeline from our educational system that allows different people to be diverted into different areas to build the skilled manpower that will be required to support industrialization at different levels that we need. We need to understand that Nigerians might seem like they're behind in technology, but we're miles ahead, and they're young Nigerians that are thinking. Ask Mitchell. When they started InterSwitch, it looked like what? But at the end of the day, a multinational came from outside to buy into InterSwitch in Nigeria, started by young Nigerians. How old were they when they started? And there are many young, smart Nigerians who are working the technology space. The great thing about technology and entrepreneurship is when you find entrepreneurial technology people, you can change a nation overnight. Because one right solution applied in the right space can result in such unimaginable return to the nation. I mean, you all go, if you travel abroad, you hear Uber, you ride Uber and all of that. Uber came to Nigeria, they would have failed, except for some young Nigerian minds. The young men who started Jobberman were the ones who made Uber possible in Nigeria. And they did it providing job solution with it. How? Normally, in every other country, the model of Uber requires that the guys who will drive must have the right kind of car and be able to manage the right kind of technology. But the average Nigerian who has the kind of car that they're looking for does not want to be called a driver. You have to be a Nigerian to understand how we think. So he's not going to do it. The one who needs the job cannot afford the car. And the one who is at the normal level of the normal driver does not have the technology exposure to use the Uber technology. So therein lies disconnect. So these young men rejigged the model as Nigerians and decided there are many young Nigerians who go to work, who have bought cars, husband, wife, one car, so you have 2 cars in the family. You park the car in the morning when you get to the office, and you don't drive it again till you're going home. And the guys who can drive don't have the car. So we can take the guys from OND to HNDs, train them for what they need to do, customer service, managing the technology involved and everything, and make a deal with the guys who have cars that sit during the day and say, if you give one of your car, we will provide the driver. We will drive it during the day and your family will be making income whilst you're at work, which means you have a second income stream. By the time they were done, they trained 500 OND, HND people who are the ones driving the Uber cars that you see around Nigeria, and they're still growing it. That's how young Nigerian minds, using technology and their understanding of their local environment, can change the game as well. We need to confront what are key challenges. Financing is a challenge, but the answer you probably all give is the banks should make money available to entrepreneurs that want to start businesses. Guess what? The banks are businesses. The money they have, the shareholder funds. They have responsibility to return profit to their customers. What we need to do is to find a way to make it attractive, both at government and at corporate level. If government releases certain sums as grants and encourages, we have 0.5% or 0.5% or something that we pay as education levy. We should ask where it is, because you can't see the result in the education. All the industries, we have a lot of money that we contribute to industrial training fund. It will be interesting to find out just where they are, because I've never gotten any refund. The key thing is this: if we combine, either we create an entrepreneurship fund, a charge, a contribution from government, or we ask the financial services sector as well to give a small percentage, which we aggregate to a lot together, to create a grant fund for proof of concept. And we have tested this out in Lagos, and I know that it works. We had a project which AGDC worked with Lagos State on. It's called Ignite Ideas. We asked people, submit your projects. We did training, we did evaluation, but you do not get more than 100,000 naira. For some of you, you're going to think that's small. No. When you need to prove your concept, you shouldn't prove your concept by breaking the bank. In case your concept has errors, in case your assumptions are wrong, in case you need to make amendments, in case you need to correct many things. And besides that, there are many small businesses that don't need more than that as capital to start. And I know that. When you do that, those that do not need more than that to continue to run will continue. There will be those concepts that will be proven, that you will see, if we give this money interest-free, anyhow we are structured to gather the money through any of the options. If we give this money interest-free, those that prove the concept and then need to scale up can be brought into low interest fee facilities that would help them to enhance further. Bank of Industry has all sort of funds, but we still have the issue of collateral. How do you want a young man that's never worked before, whose mother or father lives in a one-bedroom house or in a flat, who owns no house, owns nothing? How do you want him to provide collateral? So obviously, the banks have a right to ask for it, but it's not a system that will work for what we need. So we need to find alternative solutions, either government in itself, who understand that it is a national emergency for us to raise entrepreneurs, collateralizes some of these funds and allows a lot of people to get started. Right now, I started a conversation, having an engagement with Bank of Industry on starting a 1 million new entrepreneur project.